Hello everyone and welcome to our live stream here at Hope United Church.
We would love to see any of our services in Motherwell at 11 AM or in Dundee at 5 PM.
Why not check out Pastor Mark's web series The Thinking Church, which you can find on our Facebook page or on Pastor Mark's page on our website every Friday.
And if you have any questions or queries, please feel free to contact us at info@hopeunited.org.uk.
Enjoy the service.
Verse by verse, word by word, and I thought it would take about 3 weeks. Oh, can we get up for the live streamer? Sorry, I forgot. Thank you. Thanks for joining us this morning. Thank you. And we are in this Acts 21, as I say. I thought it would take about a month. We're now 11 months into it or something, 10 months, so we're getting through it. We should be finished by October, November, it's around about that time, I think. And as I was studying for this, as I was writing it, I wrote that I was going to speak about from roughly verse 18 to about verse 30, which is really about Apostle Paul, and the book of Acts all about Paul, and well, from chapter 9 onwards, predominantly about Apostle Paul and his writings and how he was established in church. And I'm sure we're all becoming more acquainted with Apostle Paul by the week, and even if you don't remember, if you've been here through the whole process of this, even if you don't remember as weeks pass, you go, I don't know if I remember that. The minute you mention it, you go, oh, that was that bit, and you do remember it. And as I was studying this, I was going through it, and I was going to delve into this, but it's very wordy and it's very deep, the bit you get into. But I want to be really honest with you. Do you know the only reason I'm not sharing to verse 31? So I'm going to actually only read 2 verses. And the reason I'm not reading to verse 31 is I don't believe at this moment in time, I'm convinced I know enough about it. And even though I've studied it, I'm not sure, because Paul has a massive compromise. He's a huge compromise. And if any of you know me, I hate compromise with a passion. And I think it's okay to compromise sometimes, but I'm not convinced whether the compromise at the moment that Paul compromised and he became, he celebrated the Jewish traditions, and it didn't end up going well. So I just want to spend a bit more time finding out. I don't want to just read somebody else's take on it. Yeah. I've read different preachers. Some preachers think that Paul made a howler by compromising because it didn't work out well and he ended up going to jail anyway. I'm not going to get into it. And other people thought, John MacArthur thinks that he was just being very humble and gracious, and it's okay to compromise sometimes, and I get that. I'm not convinced either way, so I'm not going to take a man's take on it. So I want to spend another week, if that's okay, just studying it and making sure that making sure that I'm not just going with what a man says, and whatever conclusion we come to based on the study, then that's what we'll go with. And if I still don't know, I'll still say, I might be wrong. Nobody's 100% right about anything. Honestly, no human being, no preacher, no pastor, no Martin Luther, no anybody is 100% right about every single thing they say. And you'll know that yourself, because if you ever believe something and then change your mind. That's why getting tattoos is not always the best idea. It's not the worst idea. I'm not going to go, oh no, I've got hundreds of tattoos. Here's the problem with that. I sometimes say to people, if you get a tattoo, just say, can you remember when you were 18 what you used to wear fashion-wise? Aye. Would you wear it today? No. Okay, no, that's a bit like tattoos. No, you think you're going to love it forever, and then you find out you've got a Depeche Mode tattoo. Do you get what I'm saying? I was on a plane. I was on a train. Planes, trains, automobiles. I was on a train, and there was this guy right up his arm. He was probably only about 30 odd, but I was younger at the time, so he was about 50. And he had a Depeche Mode tattoo right up there, and up there, Spandau Ballet. And I'm sitting, and I was young, I was maybe about 17 or something, and 18, so they were no, I wasn't, I was maybe about 25. Put it this way, they weren't about, okay? They were long gone, nobody was singing, gold, always believe, except him. He was the only one that was singing these songs still. And I remember looking at him going like, I don't know what you're going to tell your grandkids. What's he going to say? You've got to change your mind, haven't you? And that's what I always think about tattoos. And I never want to say that, because I know people have got tattoos and you think you've had it, haven't you? You had it. And people are like, I'll always love them. No, and I just think, best way to get a tattoo is if you are still wearing the same clothes, the same style, the same fashion, and the same ideas that you have when you were going to get when you were 18 that you are today, then batter in and get a tattoo and get caught on a time warp. Other than that, the chances are you've got to change your mind. Okay, that's me. That's enough about the tattoo thing there. Listen, you're not going to you're not going to well, you're not going to heaven because you've got a tattoo. Who cares? But just have a think about it. All right? No. Anyway, Barry Woodward said a cracker. He'd tattoo, but the guy was dyslexic, so he'd love and hat. Love and hat. So anyway, that's why I don't want to divulge into this too much and just stay a bit closer to just these two verses, and we'll get into it in a second. When we were away, and I don't want to give you a holiday, let's look at holiday snaps and all that stuff. When we were away, I was trying my best when we were in Germany and Czech Republic and Poland and that, and I was trying my best to get in. I'm hopeless with accents. In fact, I'm just totally lazy. Any is the same. No, you go there and you go, I mean, they don't even speak English. In Eastern Germany, where we were predominantly in the East, in that area, all communism, 30 years ago, very few of them spoke English. It was different when you go to Prague, but in the eastern part of Germany, nobody spoke English. So I was trying my best, and I was hopeless. But I thought I would try, but there's that wee bit, see, because I'm North Lanarkshire, there's that wee bit in the back of your voice going, you're an idiot, you're an idiot, you're an idiot, you're making a fool of yourself. You know, there's that wee bit. But anyway, we went into a place, and I'm just being friendly. This wasn't German I was speaking, and the waiter was dead nice. He was nice. We were in Dresden, and the waiter, he was lovely. He was very attentive. We're sitting in this German restaurant. And I says, and he was talking away quite the thing, and then he came up, and I was like, whew, and it was about 30-odd degrees at night, right? And I was like, whew, it's warm. And he just went like that. As he was writing his bill. And he just kind of went away like that, and he kind of looked at me, and I thought, he's went weird on me. He was all right. He was nice. And then Callum said to me, don't say warm. Warm means I'm gay. So he went like that. So I've just really open about it. I'm gay. And the guy said like, okay. We crossed the border and we went into Czech Republic, and I'm like, right, I need to get a Czech word. Cześć means thanks, is that right? Oh, well, whatever. In Polish, we crossed Cześć. So we stopped, and we were starting at, you had to get through one of the toll booths as you're driving through. So I'm like, right, I'm remembering it. So the woman gave me my money back. I said, Czech. She just went, and I drove on. And Callum was like, again, Mr. Multilingual. He's like, it's no Czech. I says, which Czech then? And she looked at me funny. She says, Czech means I desire you. She was like, what? Talking about? Isn't that good? Oh, isn't that good? So anyway, you just need to watch it. No, you need to watch your stuff. Anyway, Acts 21, 18 and 19, let me just read this. On the following day, Paul went in with us to James. This is no James the disciple. This is James the brother of Jesus. Paul has now arrived in Jerusalem on his final leg. Paul's about to be martyred, and he's about to die, and he's not got long to go, and he's now returned to Jerusalem with money for he's took for the offering so that they can give to the poor church in Jerusalem, which was massive. And he's arrived, and James, the brother of Jesus, is who remained in Jerusalem and preached the word there. On the following day, Paul went in with us to James, and all the elders were present. Now they've built elders, they've got eldership to would look after the church, because the apostles are then evangelizing and they're spreading into all parts of the earth to preach the gospel. So they rose up elders. Modern day, we would maybe call it leadership, where elders would start to take care of the church, and they would start leading the church. And they would be the officials who would lead the church the way like the Presbyterian church is in churches today, that they would have elders, so it wouldn't faulty one man. No, a bit like modern church where they've got a headship, and you still have that, but they don't have the authority that the way the modern church goes, and then you build a church on personalities, which is highly dangerous. So they have already raised elders because the church is now expanding, and when he had greeted them, he told in detail those things. This is what I love. This is just this wee bit. They told in detail those things which God had done among the Gentiles through the ministry. The subheading is faith that works. So we're in Apostle Paul, the life of Paul, faith that works. I love that verse where it says, and he told in detail those things which God had done. We're living in times in church, unfortunately, where it's all about what we've done. No, what you've done and what they've done and what we've done, and celebrity stuff and celebrity pastors and all that stuff. You just need to go on Facebook or Instagram, and it's all what they've done, and they've become bigger than the Word of God as they build churches on personalities. And Paul went into detail, he explained, and he would have totally expanded everything that God had done. That's why we're looking forward to Wednesday, and one of our members said, our church in Dundee is coming to speak. He's coming to share his testimony. Jed and him and his wife have been part of our church in Dundee for a while. He's a Dundonian man, so it's good. And he's coming on Wednesday, so please come along. He's going to share his testimony. It's very colourful where he's went and the journey he's been on, and how God saved him by grace, and the journey he's went on to where he's at today. And it's quite a remarkable story. He was telling us, I don't want to divulge into it, Jed was telling us that he worked in the oil rigs at Aberdeen for years, and he was a gaffer there, and when he gets saved, he had a very colourful past and a colourful life, and he was saved, and one of the days he was a gaffer on one of the oil rigs, and there were a man crying out, and he was like, look, I need to do something in my life, and he says he turned the machine off. He'll tell you about it. He turned the machine off in the whole oil rig. He's a real evangelist, the guy. He turned the machine off in the whole oil rig, or whatever, how that works. I don't think it's a button you press, whatever you do. And he led the guy to Jesus, and the guy got on his knees right in the middle of the North Sea on the oil rig and gave his life to Jesus. Quite an amazing thing. And so we're looking forward to hearing that, and we're looking forward to hearing what God's done. Know what man's done. And we're always wanting to know what God's done. Know what man's done. Man's done a lot. I've done a lot. But what's God done? And Paul didn't talk about what he had done and what he had done and where he had been and what he had said. He talked about what God had done. And when we were away, one of the major things that struck me when I was away was the vast difference. And I'm not trying to give you a holiday thing here, because I know that can be, when you're not there, it can be very boring. But one of the major things that struck me when I was away was the vast difference between what man could do and what God had done. There's a massive difference between what man can do and what God had done. And as Callum says, we were in Wittenberg. Wittenberg is where where Martin Luther nailed the 95 Theses. There are two churches in Wittenberg. There's the church that he preached in, and there's the Roman Catholic Church and what he nailed the thesis to. Martin Luther being a Roman Catholic priest and a highly educated guy. Now, anything I say here, just to let you know, if you've been steeped in Catholic, we don't have a problem with it. It's not about Catholics. It's about the doctrine of Catholicism that contains people. That's what we're mentioning here, and we're happy to talk about that, because we don't want to offend them. We understand you can be steeped in that stuff, so we're not here to criticise that and be very gracious about how we speak about that, because it's so hard. Old habits die hard. And it's hard to change something when you've been convinced and you've been in it for years and years and years and years, but you find out that it's no helping you, or it's no working, but you can get steeped in that stuff. So we were staying right where the church was. There's two churches. There's the church that Luther preached in, and he preached the word of God, and then all of it, that came to him about the 95 Theses, which is here in a wee book here, and it's just 95 things about the indulgences and the stuff. It's amazing. This could have been wrote yesterday. This is 501 years ago. It could have been wrote yesterday. Stuff that he's mentioning, totally, it could have been wrote yesterday about indulgences and repentance and guilt and shame. I remember Billy Connolly says that Roman Catholics have got an A level in guilt, and he's right. He's right, and I had pretty much an A level in guilt as well. And a lot of time we come to prayer, we come to confess, or whatever you want to call it. we're usually trying to get rid of guilt. It's all about trying to get rid of guilt and shame. And that takes the church on an amazing journey. And Luther addresses all this, where the church goes because of that. Because see, if you live with guilt and shame and you live with that, you're coming to church looking for the experience to feel better about your guilt. Or you're coming to church to feel better about your shame. And really, that and amongst other things, that's what he addresses in the night. Listen, we'll get them printed. We'll get them printed and you can take them away and read them and stuff. I honestly believe that you could honestly preach on 95 of them once a week for 95 weeks. And you would still not overlook it. You would still run out of things to talk about. It's that detailed. No, and it's just wee lines that he'd nailed to the church, that he'd nailed to the chapel doors, or the church, we're just calling it the church, but he nailed it to the door. And we were staying in Wittenberg, we were staying in the old chancellery that looked right onto the doors. Okay, so our room looked right onto the doors, which thought, oh, that's awesome. Do you know what I mean? No, it looked right on. Usually you want a view of the beach or something like that. You're getting a view of the thesis door. And amazing thing happened, and this is where I'm going with this, right? What happened was when we arrived there, the chances of this happening are zero, okay? Can you put that picture? Okay, that's the view. That's my picture. It's no modified. I don't do filter, right? If I'm sending a picture, you're going to see how I take the picture. I'm not trying to filter. That's the view for your room. This door here, if you can see this big crane here, it's blocking the door. So we've prepared this trip for goodness knows how long. That door is 500. That's where Luther nailed the 95 Theses, where he was talking about the indulgences of the church and how it all goes about. You can read that yourself. And we arrive, and the next morning, we arrived at night, and the next morning, the barriers were there, which was quite annoying, but we arrived the next morning. This is about 7 in the morning, 7:30, and these two suckers arrive. Okay, how do you think that makes you feel? It's like turning up. This is like turning up to Hawaii and the beach is shut. Do you get what I'm saying? No, you go on holiday and the pool's shut. You're like, this is a nightmare. So we turn up, you go to Vatican City and the Pope's no in. Do you know what I mean? It's a nightmare. So we turn up and I'm like, could you credit this? So the two guys left. They must have been away to get more material, right? So as they left to get more material, we went across the road, and it's literally from here to the back door. We went across the road and we were getting our photos taken, and then there were visitors coming from Australia and all sorts of places all around the world to get their photo taken at this thesis door. So I just started moving the barriers. I'm like, you don't, it's the right, come on, it's the right thing to do. People have paid a fortune to come, so I just took it my own. I just decided. So I just moved that. And you come. Where are you from? Australia. Oh, you've no coming all the way, no, you get this photo. There you go. And you come. So there started being a queue of people, and there would have been more, but I had to walk away. It was a bit, I can't stay here all day. I've got a lot on. I'm not a doorman here. Like, get your photo. So what I done is I became the photographer. I'm like, on you come. So I started taking photos for all these people. And like, oh, thanks very much. I said, oh, you're welcome. You never came all this way for nothing to get your photo taken with a flipping crane. Oh, no, you're right. So we start taking photos. The next thing, who comes back? Yep. The two builders. The two builders come back. Oh, they jump out the motor. They're shouting and bawling and all that. I wasn't caring that. I start shouting and bawling back. Callum just walked away. He's like, oh, well. But I'm not wired that way. I'm like, hold on now, mate. And nothing, no German, nothing like this. Nothing. No trying to be you're understanding me all right. Hold on, and I'm doing all this. Let me tell you, Sean, pal. I booked this holiday for months I've been planning this. And you're wasting it, you're ruining it for me. That's what I started saying. And all the other people, and he's going, and he's talking away in German, and he's going away, and I'm like, and I'm up at the motor. I'm like, I don't care, and I've caused a row. There's a rumpus. But you know what I mean? Oh, what a horrible thing. And I'm like, And this is what I thought about, and I never shared this with the guys because I just kept it in my heart, right? Here's the thing, right? Faith that works, okay? So I've planned this trip for all this time, right? And I mean, I'm in the detail. I'm Caddyshack, right? No, I'm one of the, you don't want to go on holiday with me. It's not really a holiday. It's like a military position. Do you know what? Is any of you like that when you go away, everyone's, no, I mean, oh, I'm on it. I mean, do you know why I'm like that? I'm miserable. Because I'm feared of getting ripped off. Anyways, we got ripped off. You always get ripped off when you go on holiday. Me and Callum cashed in, check, wait till this for a bargain. We cashed in £56 of cheque money and we get £14 of Polish money back. Do you know how long that took me to get out of it? I was one about, I'm not out of it yet. It took me about a good couple of hours to get out and I kept on walking back. I'm like, that's not right. So I'm in the detail because I don't want to get ripped off because you end up Googling stuff and see if you Google anything, you can't go anywhere, can't you know? I mean, you Google enough, you Google for long enough, you're going to die in about 5 minutes. So I'm in the detail. So I've went to some detail to go here to be in that exact room, to get in that room itself. So that we're opening our windows, looking at the thesis door and looking at all that. 500 years since the Reformation. That day, we go. Any other day, all right. No, the German roofers are no there. Any other day we go, any other time in history. No, this is the other thing that's going to have to happen. In order for this to happen, this is what they were there today. Just sorry for going out here. I mean, this is massive. There are 2 tiles missing for there. No there. Would have been all right if it was there. Do you get what I mean? See if the tiles are missing for here. We're having a ball. Nothing. Perfect view. You're away. What if it, I mean, this roof goes to about here. Here. Do you know where there are no 2 tiles missing for? The other flipping side of the roof. No, there. That's what they're missing for. That's where the tiles are missing for. Do you know what I do for a living? I'm a roofer. That's what I do for a living. That's my trade. I am a roofer. See this guy here? He's nearly a roofer. He used to, you know that one, slept with a roofer. That's him, no. That one. You know that statement. So he's here. Of all the places, of all the days, I could have went any time. I could have went next Tuesday. We can only be in Wittenberg for 4 hours because we've got a schedule. They're there for 4 hours. Okay. Fixing tiles. We can't get near the door. So as I get, I know. How'd you gaff it? What's the point I'm making? It's not about the door. No, I'm no flaky as many of you know. I'm no flake. But let me ask you a question. What's the chances of me booking a holiday for that, for a window like that, on a date like that, to look at a door like that, on the day like that, for 2 tiles to fall off the roof at that time? They could have been off for months. It doesn't matter when they were off. That's the day they came to fix them. For them to come and fix them in that day, yeah, on the day we were there. What's the chances, do you think? I mean, what? No, seriously, what is the chances? I'll tell you, there are 2 chances. 9 is one of them. 9. 9 chance. It's coming out the fluency. Why? Because the thesis door is not full stop. That's why. And I honestly believe this. No, I'm not trying to be too blessed to be stressed guy. No. I honestly believe that you couldn't have worked that out any other way for 2 roofers to arrive at the thesis door and 2 roofers to be on the roof fixing tiles above exactly where the door is so we can't see the flipping thing. Why? Because It's not about the door. Faith without works is dead. What's the point of taking a photo of a door? Let me just say this. See if they don't fix that roof, and they don't maintain the house, and they don't build the house, and they don't make it all right, that door doesn't matter. That's my analogy. We can just get stuck in that. And one thing I noticed about Wittenberg, and it didn't matter where you went. You get into an ice cream shop and Luther's there. He's everywhere. Oh, he's only about that size because it's a statue, but he's everywhere. Everywhere you went was Luther. Luther this, Luther, everywhere you went. But they weren't stuck in that. They were living by God's word. And you go to the other church, know that. You go to the church, and the place is alive with God's word. And I realised that I honestly believe that was meant to happen. Go and tell me how it couldn't. Tell me how it couldn't happen. Tell me how that would just be planned randomly. And I believe that was that unction, that God's Holy Spirit just saying, don't get stuck. Don't get stuck in this. This isn't a moment in history. This isn't a moment in history. This is to be lived. This isn't a moment in history. This is to be lived and worked through every single day of life. Let me go to a scripture in James 2, 14 to 17. What does it profit a man, my brethren, if someone says he has faith but does not have works? Can faith save him? If a brother or sister is naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you says to them, depart in peace, be warmed and filled, but you do not give them the things which they are needed for the body, what does it profit? Thus also faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. This is not about physical food. This is not about, I'm not saying it's wrong to feed the homeless. I'm not saying that's wrong, but this is not what it's about. This is about feeding people God's word. Continually feeding people God's word. That's the thing that needs to be done. And I believe that when I went to Wittenberg that day and they two guys were up fixing that roof and fixing the two tiles in that exact bit of the roof at that exact same day, then they fell off at the exact same place. Exactly. I believe it was God and his divine guidance just saying, don't get caught up in the door. We have to keep moving on. We have to keep... How many of you have been stuck in a moment? Something's happened in your life, or something's happened, or you've had a nightmare, or you've made a bad decision or a bad choice, or something's happened in your life, and we're all making bad choices. Or something's happened in your life and you just get stuck in that, and that becomes the stalwart for your life. Or you keep on adding stuff to your life trying to fix the problem. There's another classic, yeah? As we continued on our journey through Wittenberg, and then we went to Prague, where a man called Jan Hus, pre-Reformation guy, and he's bringing everything back to God's word. And as we left Jan Hus's church, which talk about simple, this thing's stripped back. This thing's stripped back bare. They're beautiful buildings, but they're stripped back bare so that all the other stuff doesn't count. I mean, it's so basic. As much as I love nice buildings and I love architecture inside the church, it's as much as it's nice, but it's all just a distraction. It can all just be a distraction for God's word, and all a distraction for what is really important. And as we left Jan Hus's church, and it's called Bethlehem Temple, and dates way back to the 12th century, 13th century. As we left it, there was a church across the road, and it was in a side street. And I walked into it, and honestly, I've never seen anything like it. Show the picture of the first one. Can you see this? That's what it looked like. It's beautiful, isn't it? You can't say it's not beautiful. It's that's. Look at the architect. Look at the paintings on the wall. But they just keep on adding stuff. Because God's word's not enough. So they just keep on adding stuff and adding stuff and adding stuff. There's another one. This is, before you put it up, this is in Poland. And we're walking by a place in Poland. I hope you can see it. It's maybe not bright enough. This is another one we went to. There must have been about 2,000 to 3,000 people in that church that night. And your eyes would have been nipping with incense. And what happened was there were priests everywhere. There were priests everywhere. And everybody was confessing and doing stuff, and there were people walking in off the street and getting onto their knees. And as good as it was, and you're thinking, that's nice. But these people thought the priest could pardon them. They think the priest can give them absolution. They think the priest is the one that can. They think it's the priest that's going to give them absolution. And these people were desperate. It was pretty obvious they were desperate. You know, as they came in and they were on their knees everywhere. But the word of God was nowhere near it. It was nowhere to be seen. I never heard a single thing. I went in. I never heard a single thing preached about God's word. I never seen it. And this is what happens. We need to keep on adding stuff. We need to keep on adding stuff to make ourselves feel better. We need to keep on adding stuff. We need to keep on adding stuff. We need to keep doing that. Instead of just following the works of our faith and following the works in the days what Luther did. Callum was saying we went to Auschwitz after it. And I'm unlike him. I don't cough. I was crying out loud. I was trying not to right enough, but I was crying out loud. And I was talking to one of the guys who was our guide. He was an amazing. He was fantastic, and he's taking you through the whole stuff and some of the things that you couldn't even imagine. No, and I know a bit about watching movies, Schindler's List, which is dead on cue for it. But there were other stuff happened there that I never knew. No, one of the ones that they used to do is that, and I'm not saying this to shock you, like see every prisoner, I don't know if you knew this, every single prisoner in Germany, all the mass murderers in Germany, all the worst murderers in the world, they get transferred to Auschwitz. And they gave them gaffers' jobs. Can you believe that? So they became capo. They transferred them to Auschwitz, and they says, right, all you mass murderers, you're now the gaffers here, and you can treat anybody how you want. I mean, nothing can even make you comprehend that. But as I was getting talking to our guide, because he knows so much about it, and he told me this story, and it was an amazing story about how we have to keep on. We have to keep on keeping on. And he was telling us about a story. He says 2 years ago there were a man, and he was, I think he was in his 80s, and he was on Facebook. And as he was flicking through Facebook, he's seen a guy, same age as him. And he says, he looks dead like me. He says, he looks a spitting image of me. So he got in touch with the guy, and the guy said who he was, and eventually they says, listen, let's come and meet. They didn't know anything about each other. And they came and met, and they went and done a DNA test, and they were twins. One was adopted by a German family, the other one, I think, was adopted by a Polish family. And they reunited again at 86, 87 years of age. Separated through this stuff. When we went to Berlin, there's a bunker, and it's where the Holocaust survivor, where the Holocaust memorial is, which I think is great that it's in Germany. There's so many memorials in Germany because they've got to carry that stuff, you know, even though it's no them, it was a Nazi party. But anyway, you're in the bunker, and they've got a computer. It's like a search station. And there were people coming up, Jewish people coming up, where they're still, to this day, searching for their family. And you could get in and type in names and to find out where they live and if they're still alive, and they've got this big data thing. Pretty amazing. What's the point of making us? The point of making us is that they're no stopping. They're no stopping. He who has began a good work will bring it to completion. Yeah. It's not about what we're doing in church and becoming just this. This isn't good if we don't fix the roof, and if we don't keep moving, and if we don't keep learning, and we don't keep preaching God's word, and then we get stuck in the past. It's not about getting stuck in the past. It's about continuing to preach God's word, no matter what. Fraser, do you want to come up? We're starting to wrap up here. So I could have went in and talked about Paul and where he goes with that stuff, and we'll maybe get in there next week. But I just thought it was important that out of everything, maybe what I've seen in the last week or that stuff, and it's certainly not about me, is that God never wants us. I don't believe God ever wants us to just rest in our laurels and just stop and just get stuck in what we think we know. Yeah. Confirmation Christianity, where we get stuck in what we know and we're not learning and we're not keep on moving on. Everything we've learned is no good if we don't keep applying it to our life, and we don't keep learning, we don't keep growing, we don't keep moving on. What point is it if we don't keep growing? What point is it if we don't keep preaching the gospel, and if we don't keep sharing our faith with people? We don't keep speaking about it. We don't keep trying to learn as much as we can. I'm grateful for that. I couldn't have made that up that day for the guys to be there. They fixed 2 tiles on that roof at that place, and honestly, they took forever. It took me 10 minutes. They were hanging it out for the money, I think, to be honest with you. I have to be honest with you. They were like, let's make this take a lot longer here so we can get a lot more money out of it. They could have been off in 10 minutes. They stayed long enough. They stayed long enough for me to realise that I don't want to walk about my life here getting stuck in this if we're not going to live it, we're not going to preach it, and we're not going to keep learning, we're not going to keep growing. Whatever's happened in your life or wherever you get in your life, honestly, it's a comma. I promise you, it's a comma. It's not a full stop. It's never a full stop. We're making full stops out of commas. It's a comma. It's just a comma. Next. We get stuck in that. The day before I came away, and I don't want to get into too much detail, the night before I came away, I was just kind of getting myself together, and somebody sent me a message who used to be part of your church, and I'll not get into too much detail, and they made a lot of bad choices and bad decisions, whatever, we've all done it, and they made a lot of bad choices and bad decisions that took them totally out of church. And they sent me a message saying, just a random message saying, "Hi Mark, no a day goes by where I don't think about the church, think about God, think about the choices I've made that has affected my life. I've always wanted to get in touch, but I've never had the courage to get in touch." You know that people want to get in touch, but they don't have the courage to get in touch because you're never creating an opportunity for them to get in touch. Sometimes we shut the door. How many times have you wanted to get in touch, but you've never got in touch because you think you're not going to be accepted? Or you think you're not going to be loved, or you think you're not going to be included, and you just go, "Oh, I better know, I've messed up," and you feel the guilt and the shame. And it says, every single day I've been wanting to get in touch. I've never had the courage to get in touch. I'm sorry for what happened. I'm sorry for the choices I've made, and they never harmed me. And I'm sorry for turning my back on the only thing that I knew was good for my life. And I just get back and says, "Hi, so good to hear from you. It's not full stop. It's just a comma. Yeah. God's not finished yet. Doesn't stop at the thesis doors. Doesn't stop at this getting nailed to the door. It starts at this getting nailed to the door. And us continue every day to live your life. His mercies are renewed every single day. Yeah. Don't allow your life to get stuck there. You know, God will send you amazing things. Put that picture up as we finish. He'll send you 2 guys. Maybe. He'll help you remember that it's not about getting stuck at the door. What's next? What's next? You look back in retrospect and you go, At the time, I was going to kill them. I was going to kill them. I was close to it. I was close to getting arrested. It's like what Callum says, see when the guy was going through FaceTiming in Auschwitz. Aye. And he's like, I was raging. I wasn't. I was going after him. Oh. But God can send you that just to help you know that it's not about that. It's what's next. It's what's next. Don't stop going. Keep moving. Line upon line. Precept upon precept. When you look back, you go, You do that, you look back in your Christian walk at times and you go, right. You never say that at the time, didn't you know? See, at the time you're like, oh, what's going on here? This is a nightmare. And then you look back and go, right. You could have never worked out yourself, can you know? I always call it God's dot to dot. You know God's dot to dot? No, you ever remember dot to dot books? And you get a rabbit. You didn't know it was a rabbit. Maybe it was a horse. And it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're like, I've not got a clue what this is going to be. 6, 7, 8, and then it does a wee stupid one. 9, 10. No, it does a wee stupid one where you make no ground up whatsoever. And it actually means nothing to the picture. You think it means nothing to the picture. Do you know that wee stupid one? It's good when you get the big ones. Just 7, 8, 9. And eventually you get 22, 23, 24, and you start to take a step back. And you go, right. Right. I was trying to change the world and God was changing a man. Yeah. Sometimes you try to change the world and God's changing you. It's not about all things work together for the good for those who love God and are called according to his purpose. Have a bit of patience with people and let them realise that God's doing stuff. The girl that go and touch, I shouldn't have said the girl, but anyway, you'll notice anyway. The person that go and touch me, I don't want to be disrespectful or dishonourable. I've got to go and meet that person this week. And do you know what I've got to do? It's just got to be a prodigal life, innit? I don't want to know. Don't want to know. Don't need to know. Let's just have a banquet. Yeah. Let's just have a party. Yeah. Let's just dance. Let's just dance. Yeah? Oh. It's a church we want to build. You just say, welcome. Oh. Don't ask where you've been or what you've done or what you've not done. We all know what we've done and where we've been and what we've not done, didn't we? Yeah. I don't need to be told that. I was lost and I'm found. And we keep going. And we keep preaching God's word. And this girl, God willing, and her family when they come back, and God willing, if that's God's will, they'll become more than they ever were. Because they'll become less than they ever were. It's not you becoming more, it's you becoming less. And that's the difference. Amen? Amen, church. Let's stand. Thank God for the two roofers, eh? I don't mean me and Callum. You two guys. Amazing. Let's just pray. Lord Jesus, we thank you for this morning, your word that never returns void, and how you guide us almost serendipitously. That sometimes in amongst it we don't see the benefit and we don't see what you're doing and how you're guiding us and how you're leading us. And sometimes it looks crazy and it frustrates us. And it looks like it doesn't make sense. It looks like it's the craziest thing that could ever happen, and it's no fair, and it's nobody's harm when that happens at a door, whether a builder's there or no, but when it happens in our life and they don't understand it, it can be confusing and hurting and frustrating as we lose our faith. And we make plans, but you direct our steps, that's for sure. Wherever we are, and wherever you are in your life at this moment in time, whatever you're through in life, it's just a comma. It's just a comma. There's another page. There's another page to be wrote. It's not the end. It's just the beginning, the next stage of your life. And we'll all get to the end of it and we'll all be like, oh, right, okay. I need your faith. I just need to trust in God with all my heart and lean not in my own understanding. Help us to be people like that, that's not just getting stuck at a door. Or stuck in a moment in history. Like the young Jewish girls who walked along the railway in Auschwitz. Who sang songs, whatever they sang. But I believe these songs would have been something like, we're still here. We're still breathing, we're still alive, we're survived. We're not even just survived, we're thriving. Hitler had it in his mind to do away with every single Jew in history. They girls, if they wouldn't have existed, because the whole race of people wouldn't have existed. But it did. It was tragic, but it was a comma, it was a pause, it's not the end. This is not our home. This is not our home. If you think this is your best life now, it will be. This is not your best life now, your best life's to come. But it can only come when we surrender our life to Jesus and His Word. If you've never done that, or you've been stuck in a moment, or a comma, or a pause, or you've just can't get by that, speak to somebody, go, move on, let it go. Learn from it and dust yourself down and go on with it. Because faith without works is dead. Amen and amen.
Thank you so much for joining us in our live stream today. We really hope that God's Word has impacted you.
We'd love to hear from you. If you have any prayer requests, then please send them into info@hopeunited.org.uk and we will be praying for you.
See you soon.